Just as U.S. F-35 jets arrived in the Philippines, a Chinese spy ship quietly appeared nearby, inside Philippine waters. It didn't respond to calls. It didn't explain why, but its timing says everything. Equipped with advanced sensors and satellite systems, the Tianwangxing was there for a reason. What was it tracking? And what does this reveal about China's growing presence at sea? Let's break it down. On July 12, 2025, a high-stakes encounter unfolded west of Cabra Island, Occidental Mindoro. As the U.S. deployed its advanced F-35A fighter jets to the Philippines for Cope Thunder, a joint aerial training exercise, Chinese surveillance ship Tianwangxing appeared within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ. The ship was detected 69.31 nautical miles off the coast, accompanied by a China Coast Guard vessel, hull number 4203. This wasn't a casual transit. According to Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson Commodore J. Tariela, the PCG vessel BRP Teresa Magbanua established radio contact with the Chinese reconnaissance ship, but received no reply. The silence wasn't just impolite. It raised immediate questions about intent. In maritime operations, especially within a sovereign EEZ, such silence during proximity activity is interpreted as highly sensitive. Adding to the tension, a planned destroyer, the Type 052D Gillen, hull number 164, joined the group and conducted helicopter drills on its flight deck. This multi-ship presence occurred at a moment of peak military coordination between the U.S. and the Philippines. The timing was too exact to be accidental. Cope Thunder marked the first deployment of American F-35A stealth jets. For Tianwangxing to appear at this precise time, equipped with long-range tracking sensors and signal intelligence tools, suggests that China intended to monitor Allied activities and gather real-time electronic intelligence. Legally, the Philippine authorities cited the 2016 Arbitral Tribunal ruling and the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, asserting that these waters lie within their exclusive economic zone. The presence of Chinese naval and Coast Guard units in the area has become a pattern, but this latest instance underscores a bolder level of proximity during international military drills. By refusing to respond to radio hails and operating inside clearly demarcated maritime zones, the Chinese group triggered a heightened response. The PCG continued to shadow all three vessels throughout the day and emphasized the importance of upholding international maritime norms. The Tianwangxing is not a combat ship. It's an electronic reconnaissance vessel, but one of the most technologically advanced in China's fleet. As the first of the Type 815G Dongdiao class, it entered service with the People's Liberation Army Navy (PLAN) in December 2010. What makes it stand out isn't firepower, but the sensors, antennas, and data systems packed aboard. At 130 meters long and displacing around 6,000 to 6,600 tons, the Tianwangxing is powered by twin SCMT peel-stick diesel engines and is equipped with two adjustable pitch propellers and dual rudders. It cruises at speeds of up to 20 knots. These specs are standard for auxiliary ships, but what's inside is anything but. The ship's radar suite includes the Type 756 Fin Curve Mod, a surface and navigation radar modeled after the British Decca 1229. This radar allows for the detection and tracking of vessels within a 46.3-kilometer range. More significantly, however, is the presence of a long-range X-band radar that can track ballistic missile activity up to 5,185 kilometers away. This kind of capability indicates the ship's potential to monitor regional missile tests, aircraft maneuvers, or high-value platforms like the F-35A stealth fighter. In terms of electronic support, the Tianwangxing carries sophisticated command and ESM tools. These can intercept communication signals and electronic emissions across a wide range. That means any radio, radar, or data transmission within hundreds of kilometers could potentially be captured, recorded, and analyzed. The ship also includes optical and electro-optical systems, such as visual tracking TV cameras with a daylight range of 185.2 kilometers and infrared weapon directors for low-light or night operations. These tools are used to record surface activities with high fidelity, even from well beyond the visible horizon. On top of that, Tianwangxing features an enclosed helicopter hangar and helipad, usually supporting a Harbin Z9 medium helicopter. This gives the vessel aerial reach for short-range visual surveillance or drone deployment. For defense, the ship carries a 37mm Type 76 naval gun and two twin-barreled 25mm anti-aircraft guns, clearly not meant for offensive use, but rather deterrence. Every time Tianwangxing shows up near multinational exercises, from Balikatan in the Philippines to Talisman Sabre in Australia, it's likely there to capture as much environmental, radar, and communication data as possible. In May 2022, a sister ship, Haiwangxing, operated within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone in the Sulu Sea. That pattern of showing up during key drills suggests a deliberate surveillance protocol built into China's military planning. Tianwangxing's recent appearance isn't an isolated case. It fits a well-established pattern of operations that China has refined over the past decade. Surveillance vessels from the Type 815G series have repeatedly emerged near high-stakes regional events, especially those involving the U.S. and its allies. What they consistently avoid, however, is confrontation. Instead, they operate within legal gray areas, exploiting ambiguity in maritime norms. The timing of this incident is key. It came just as the U.S. and the Philippines were conducting Cope Thunder exercises, which included advanced stealth jets and complex aerial tactics. From a surveillance standpoint, this was the perfect environment to collect data, communications protocols, radar profiles, and ship-to-air coordination patterns. The arrival of Tianwangxing suggests China anticipated this and had pre-planned its placement for optimal intelligence collection. This tactic has been used before. In 2024, Tianwangxing was sighted monitoring the Balikatan exercise. In Australia, another 815G-class ship was observed near the Harold E. Holt communication station during a joint naval drill. Indian defense sources have reported similar incursions near the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Each time, the objective was similar: silent observation under the cover of peaceful maritime navigation. China maintains that its vessels have the right to conduct these operations under international law, invoking freedom of navigation principles. However, countries like the Philippines argue that intelligence gathering within an exclusive economic zone, especially when done without coordination, violates the spirit and sometimes the letter of UNCLOS. This has put many governments in a difficult position. Respond too forcefully, and you risk escalation. Respond too softly, and you normalize the behavior. The Philippines has taken a middle road, shadowing the vessel, issuing public statements, and documenting the movements without confrontation. What makes China's strategy effective is its consistency. By repeatedly deploying non-combat ships during drills, it slowly reshapes expectations of what is normal at sea. The Tianwangxing didn't need weapons to make its presence felt. Its silence, timing, and advanced sensors spoke volumes. By slipping into Philippine waters during a major U.S. exercise, it turned the South China Sea into a high-tech chessboard, one where information, not firepower, shifts the balance. This wasn't an isolated act. It's part of a larger strategy to test boundaries, gather intelligence, and quietly shape the rules. As regional dynamics evolve, understanding these silent maneuvers is crucial, because sometimes the most impactful moves are made without ever making a sound. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on space exploration and scientific discoveries. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Also, you can visit our website, SpaceEyeNews.com. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.